Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakha Kudash, and love belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakha Kudash, Barakatham. It's the brother Kazak coming back at it again with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be, They Know What Time It Is. All right, and it's coming off this, the inspiration of this article. All right, it came out, it's been circulating, amongst brothers. It's titled, The Super Rich Preppers Planning to Save Themselves from the Apocalypse. All right, now we're not going to, go into the article, you know what I'm saying, because it's a lot of, miscellaneous things, but ultimately, man, these elites, they know, that all hell's getting ready to break loose, man. You know what I'm saying? The super rich, which really they're the ones orchestrating it, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai is putting spirit in them to orchestrate these things, so they could usher in their new enterprise, so they coming out with these agendas. Companies are shutting down, you know what I'm saying? Wars is amping up, like out here in the West Coast, we have a drought thing going on, which that's another thing being orchestrated, and ultimately, man. It's all to create that order out of chaos, that Hegelian dialectus. All right, but at the end of the day, these elites are going to be taken out the way, man. All right, and they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery. Then them bunkers is not going to save them. And the scriptures talk about this. All right, so let's go into the scriptures without further ado. Make this a nice quick one, just watching the times. All right, and we're going to start with the book of Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, and it reads, matter of fact, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, and it reads, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, and who's that he that's going to be saved out of it is the elect. All right, the real elite, not these heathens, man. All right, not the the super rich of this world, but the chosen of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, and this time that's written of here, Jacob's trouble is going to come to pass. All right, Jacob's trouble is upon us. All right, looking at everything that's going on in the world and how it's just progressively getting worse. All right, we're in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right, we're in the beginning of it, and another scripture that goes into that is the book of Matthew chapter 24, and we're going to start at verse 6. And it reads, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All right. And this is something that's going on. You got wars, Russia, Ukraine, rumors of wars, China, Taiwan, because it hasn't really popped off yet. Right. And then you have talks about, basically the whole thing, the third woe, World War III popping off, man. So it says, See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, and that's one of the things too, as all hell's getting ready to break loose, we can't be, troubled, man. We can't be in that nervous spirit, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he didn't give us a spirit of fear, all right, but of power, love, and a sound mind, because ultimately, knowing that these things have been written of, since the foundation, it brings a comfort, because the story, is going to, end well for Israel, man. Primarily the elect being delivered out of being delivered out of Jacob's trouble. All right, so I'm gonna read this again. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And that's another thing too, with a drought, out here in the West Coast, that might affect, the livestock, man. That might affect the crops, because they got a lot of crops out here, especially, where I'm at in the Inland Empire. There's a spot, off of the 15 and the 60 freeway around there, where you have like a lot of cattle. You have a lot of crops, I've seen cornfields, things of that nature. Be ready to see things like that dry up, man. Wherever you may be, if you see, crops, things like that, farmlands, These are places that, supply the cities with the food, man. They ultimately, that's what their purpose is. So be ready to see that, you know, be ready to see that, decrease, man, and diminish. Okay, because Yahweh Shem Shah is doing away with this kingdom, man. All right, and another precept that goes into that, we're gonna get the book of or actually, storehouses shall suddenly, all right, just look this precept up real quick, be found empty. All right, whoops. So yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 22. Let's bring that out. All right, because ultimately this is all prophecy, man. And at the same time, even though the scriptures tell us that all hell is getting ready to break loose, you know what I'm saying? It also tells us that that there's going to be a remnant that's going to be saved out of it. So that's why, we work at our salvation. We might be that remnant, Lord willing, we're of the elect, that we be saved out of this, man. All right. The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. All right. So that's talking about the crops. Okay. Because what do you do with the crops you sow, man? You plant the seeds, right? And then it grows out. That's why you get the term, you reap what you sow. Continuing on, and it says the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right. What are the full storehouses, man? That's talking about the warehouses. All right. And that's going to translate, not translate, but that's going to affect the stores. You know what I'm saying? The grocery stores, things of that nature. Right. You're going to start seeing empty shelves. All right. As this thing gets progressively worse, and people are going to start losing it, man. People are already losing it, man. Every day, you see the news, people getting killed, man. Let me see if I could, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, this is going into something. Actually, yeah, right there, man arrested, headlines. Man arrested for allegedly killing 4 and wounding 3 in hours-long shooting and carjacking rampage. Live stream on Facebook, man. So, these people are losing their minds out here, man. All right? And that's why, it's not going to be far-fetched that these people are going to be killing each other, eating each other. You know what I'm saying? Cannibalism when the food runs out. When all hell breaks loose, man. All right, these people are already doing it, and we're barely at the beginning of this thing, man. All right, so let's go back to Matthew's chapter 24. All right, we finished reading verse 6. Okay, let's continue on verse 7. All right, and it reads, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." And that's what we're seeing, all over the world, man. All right. A lot of upwards of the people, nations rising up against nations, a lot of division. All right. Verse 8. And that's, and that's something to note of, because these nations were confederate, just to harp on that part real quick, nation rising against nations. These nations were confederate, man, but they were confederate against us. All right. That's what it really was about, to get us out of rulership, pursuing the Psalms chapter 83. All right. But now that, we at the bottom, we under the curses, now it's a big power play, power struggle amongst these nations, man. That's why these nations are scrambling, to try to secure and establish whatever leverage and power they have in the next in this devil's new enterprise, man. That's why, scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, Asia, what, man, let me bring it out. I know it's somewhere in 2nd Ezra chapter 15. All right, I'm gonna try to look for it. Let me see. Should be in the 50s, but I'm gonna make sure. Yep, there it is, right there. All right, that's why it says right here, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and 46. "And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon." All right, and what's the hope of Babylon? That new enterprise, man, and primarily the device, the CHIP. It's the reason why the so-called Chinese, which is, true biblical nationality, is Moab. All right, according to the Bible, you look that up, it'll tell you about them. You know what I'm saying? But it's a real reason why, the so-called Chinese is trying to, they want to invade Taiwan, which they're going to do at any minute now. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do it any minute now. All right, seeing as how things are progressing, speaking as a man, of course, you know what I'm saying? But hey, it ain't looking too good for Taiwan, man. They on high alert. It's a lot of drills being done, and these drills that are done in part by China, they are basically simulating an invasion, because they getting ready to do that. All right, so I'm gonna read this again, verse 46. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. All right, and another reason why is because these so-called Chinese and Japanese, these Asian countries, they emulate the Babylonian lifestyle, man. They emulate this devil's Babylonian ways. Instead of their traditional, ways, they replace that and they replace that with the Babylonian ways, even down to their architecture, even down to the way they dress and the way they do business. All right, verse 47, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. See? And this is how you know, man, this is the truth, man. All right, because this thing covers the whole world on every aspect. All right, it's continuing on, and it says, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her, that is hated in all her works and inventions, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Yeah, because the Lord hates this place, man. All right, the Lord hates this place. It hates her works. All right, the daughter of Babylon. All right, it hates, you know what I'm saying, all these, wicked agendas. All right, the inventions, you know what I'm saying. You got the transformers, and the way this place exalts itself above, tries to exalt itself above the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not exalted here in this society, man. The name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord is not feared here, man. All right? And that's another reason why this place is going to be destroyed, because, hey, the world is going to know who the living power is real soon, man. All right? That's another reason why, everything is so wicked, as it, going back to Matthew 24, as it says, and because iniquity shall abound, for the love of many shall wax cold. All right, yeah, right there, verse 12. Okay, so let's finish it up. Verse 8, and it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, so that's the stage that we're in right now, the beginning of sorrows, and it's only going to get worse, man. There is no fixing this place. All right, that's why scripture says in the book of, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. All right, let's grab that. Verse 3, just getting straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, take up too much time. All right, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And what's the vision talking about? The prophecy, man. Jacob's trouble, things that's going to come to pass, man. All right, things that's written of in a foretime that's going to come to pass in the here and now. All right, so it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, meaning that it's appointed, basically it's set to happen when the Lord, appoints it to happen. All right, but it says, but at the end it shall speak. And another thing too, before I move on that, that's basically, further reinforcing the fact that we're on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's time. We're not on our time, man. And that's something that, these so-called Christians, man, that they, just don't understand, man. Especially with the way they teach, oh, have you found Jesus? No, man. Which they, that's what they call upon. It's the real name of the Messiah is Hamashiach Yahushai, man. Hamashiach mean anointed, and Yahushai, is the true name, which what they call Jesus, the true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai. All right, but continuing on, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, meaning that time is decided by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Heavenly Father, man. All right, but these Christians, they push out that vibration that, it's all subjective. Oh, this is your Jesus, things like that, man. Completely unlearned, and ultimately they worship, they know what they know not. It's like they worship what they know not, man. All right. So continue on, and it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. So yeah, even though it seems like, it is taking forever, or should I say, even though it seemed like it was taking forever, right? Because it was a period of time when, things were at a standstill. Going from the 2000s all the way to the 2010s and the 2015s. Things started picking up these past few years. Though it's tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. And that's another thing too. I've heard about brothers that they were in the truth for like 10 years or so, and they get they just didn't have the patience, man. They didn't have the patience to endure. They fall out the truth. I'm mainly thinking about that one dude, brothers gave testimony of. He basically said, I wasted my life. Well, guess what now? Do you feel that way now? So continuing on, and it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So basically, once this thing, once this ball gets rolling, it's not going to stop, man. All right, it's not going to stop because we say, hey, wait, hold on. No, we're not ready. No, man. You had all this time to get ready. And that's mainly going to the jakes that, you know what I'm saying, that didn't want to seek Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the days of their youth, man. Not saying that, you got to be a young man, and if you're old, you're not going to receive this thing. You have some exceptions, man. You have elder brothers that older brothers that come into this thing. But what that scripture still is talking about, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 1, is that you gotta, make haste to come into this truth, man. You gotta make your diligence to come into this thing, not set it off and focus on your career, and then now that you got your career ready and whatnot, now you wanna no, man, that's not how you do this thing, man. That's not how this works. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is not going to deliver you because you put something over him, and he is a jealous power. All right, so let's go to the book of let me see, because we already got the foundation established. All hell's getting ready to break loose, man. All right, and in doing so, as all hell breaks loose, guess what's gonna happen? These devils are gonna hide in the mountains, man. They're gonna hide in their bunkers. You know what I'm saying? You got space stations, which that's a very stupid idea. Considering the fact that the chariots is gonna come from the heavens. You know what I'm saying? So hey, man, these elites, they got nowhere to go, man. They got nowhere to run. All right, it's gonna be like a SWAT team coming in like a flood, on some local kingpin trap lord, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this devil is, man. All right, because he does nothing but create wickedness, man. All right. But anyways, Revelations chapter 6, verse 15, and it reads, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. All right, and this is not talking about literally them, going into some random cave, in tattered rags. No, man, this is talking about the bunkers. All right. That's why it gives a hierarchy here. That's one of the key indicators, man. All right, it says, verse 15, the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men. Right, so you have the kings of the earth. Who are the kings of the earth, man? That's the ruling class of all these other nations, man. All right, starting with the Rothschilds, okay, the different banking families. They're what you call the kings of the earth, man, because why? They control the central bank. All right, and at the end of the day, that's really who calls the shots. Everybody else is just puppets, man. Because if a country bucks up against them, all right, if some politician bucks up against them, he gonna get taken out the way. But also too, if you have it on the grander scale, guess what? That country's gonna be destabilized, man. All right, we've seen it happen many times. All right, so it says, in the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men. All right, so these are the Fortune 500 company owners, man. The Elon Musks, all right, the Bill Gates, people like that. All right, and these people have a hand in the CHIP technology, man. So that's another thing too. They're gonna be serving that purpose. All right, they earn their place amongst the wicked. Okay, continuing on in the reads, and the chief captains and the mighty men. All right, so now we're just going into the security. All right, so you have the rich men. No, it's like the kings of the earth, the great men. Then you have the rich men, and now you have the chief captains, the mighty men. Right, that's the security, man. Because of course, them Rothschilds, they gonna be in there. They want to have protection, man. They know that the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they know that Yahushai is gonna come for them, man. All right, with the elect, the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai getting turned up. All right, so they gonna want all the protection they need, all the the tip of the spear. The best of the best, the special forces, whatever, Delta Force, the SAS, you know what I'm saying? Just the different, special forces out there, man. that represent the mighty men and the chief captains, top generals, and then it says, in every bondman and every free man. And that's another thing too. All right, every bondman going into their servants, man. All right, servants. And why do I say that? Because hey, them Rothschilds, man, they ain't gonna be cooking for themselves, man. They so used to being pandered to and served. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be serving themselves. Of course they're gonna have slaves, and that's another reason why they're gonna need security, man, so that the slaves and the bondmen, the free men, don't rise up against them. All right. And it says, and hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb. All right, and that's another thing too, because information has came out, saying that these people have whole cities, underground, man. They got like whole cities hidden like within the mountains, man. And in the surface level, it just looks like a plain mountain, but underneath the surface is a whole city, man. And that's what how do I put it to you? That's the manifestation of this precept. All right, verse 17: for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? All right, so they know what time it is. All right, but guess what? The scriptures also talk about them, man. All right, I mean, they're already talking about them here, but it also talks about how they're gonna be they're gonna be dealt with, man. All right, even though they're gonna be hiding in the mountains, you know what I'm saying, in them bunkers, mountain cities, underground cities, things of that nature. Guess what, man? The Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not what's the word? Is not ignorant to their ways. They're not gonna be able to hide themselves from the face of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And in turn, the Yahweh Shai and the elect, man. All right, Salakia. So verse 16. So Jeremiah chapter 16 and 16, and I'm close it out with this, and it reads, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So you see it right there, man. All right, let's break it down. Behold, I will send for many fishers, said Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and they shall fish them. This represents one phase of the truth where it goes into, going out to teach, doing your lessons. That's fishing, man, because we do that so the elect could come into the truth. All right, and that's ultimately what this that thing is about, man. All right, that's what the ministry is about. That the elect may come into the truth, and we prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass queendom, man. All right, and then it says, and after will I send for many hunters, and that phase is getting ready to come to pass, man. All right, after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain. All right, because what's going to happen is the elect is going to get raised up with spiritual power, man. All right, the elect is going to get raised up with spiritual power. Okay, and that's when they're going to be turned into hunters, man. All right, and it says, and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. All right, so these hills and the holes of the rocks that is talking about is dealing with the bunkers that these elites is going to be hiding in, man. All right, verse 17, for mine eyes are upon all their ways, and they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. All right, and first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land, they have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. All right, so there you have it, man. These there's no escape, and no cover for the wicked, man. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakha Kudash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. All right, hey, and they could run, but they can't hide, man. And even in running, they won't be able to get away. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next.